It's live. It's
Live
live.
streams. Hello.
Hi, hi, hi.
There we go. We are going live on Facebook and YouTube today. We are going to be sharing on LinkedIn later on. Very good. We are active. And that's it. Yes, let's go for it, Rory. So,
Okay,
welcome
so
back to the Self Help Bookshelf. Today, we're going to have a more casual check in and a chat with you. We've had so much exciting news to share with you about events that have recently taken place, still ongoing, upcoming, and some new exciting news to tell you as well. So, we are going to just say this is a new episode. We've got no specific title today other than, do you know what? We have done well over 30 episodes now. So we just figured we'd have a check in day and say, how are you? Let us know. How are you? So, how are you today, Rory?
uh, well, even just a question like that is like, where do I start? Where do I start with neurodivergent answer? Neurodivergent
Mm.
brain that just goes, "How am I?" Well, are you asking like, what body temperature am I, or is what's the weather like? Am
Okay.
I? Yeah,
Are you in
it's
a good space today?
all those different things, and it's really important to bear in mind that that's what can happen when being asked like, how am I? And so. Um, yeah, I'm doing well, and
Start with one that's a bit different then, a bit easier. Where are you today?
I wasn't no, it wasn't easy. I'm just explaining.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, yeah. So yeah, it's I'm in Portugal, and it's really fun to be going with the flow and landing where I can land to stick to the plan of going live on this podcast, and it's exciting to be here to share things going forwards.
Amazing. Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, it's great to see you traveling again. And so I'm, as usual, at home in front of the bookshelf, which is kind of where all this began for the self help bookshelf when I was publishing books and put the offer out to support other self help authors who wanted to self publish while I was doing mine. And that was the beginning of the self help bookshelf group. So Rory and Emma were my first two members that joined me on the group last September. So it's been well over a year now. And then we had Sue join us a bit later on. So we're just a small, concentrated but fun packed group that we love bringing all of our lived experiences and lessons and information that we can to help you in whatever way we all can. And then Rory and I decided on the back of that as well to do the High Leverage Actions podcast to bring that to those that would rather check in on a video and just let you know what we're up to through all kinds of topics and just to reach out and connect with people in the neurodivergent world, as well as those that might want personal development for other reasons, and whether it is leadership skills as well and understanding what goes on in your communities. There's so many reasons this group has an incredible amount of power with the combined knowledge that we share. And so that's one of the first updates I want to bring actually on the back of that is that on the 4th of December, we are, as a collective, the four of us, going to be doing a panel called Neurodiversity 101. And it is going to be led by, excuse me, it's going to be good one, 101, yes. It's going to be led by Sophie Ash of prosbology.com. So we've put the description below in the link in the description below or above, wherever you're watching. And that's already in there. So go and find that if you want to go and book on that. It's actually quite, what can we call it? Quite a specialized discussion that we've got lined up because Sophie's audience is very much about medical writing. And she has a lot of doctors and medical professionals who write, and she's an editor herself. And so, for us to do a panel about neurodiversity for a community of medical authors is really going to be an incredible, a powerful conversation about how we can all take lived experience through autism, uh, dyslexia, aphantasia, ADHD, and I know my own son with autistic spectrum disorder as well, and so much more that we've all had as lived experience between us, plus various traumas, and how we've all learned to turn that into positives, personal development, various strategies, frameworks, coaching methods, and Emma's trauma therapy as well. And so we're going to bring all of that into this one panel discussion, which will be led by Sophie on the 4th of December. So if anybody is interested in coming and watching that, check out the link below to Neurodiversity 101 and get booked in. Yay. Thank you, Rory. Anything else that you think we should tell everybody about Rory? There's a lot going on, isn't there? I think it's more of a lucky dip. Which one are you going to pick next?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so excited for that one. But firstly and foremost, because I love panel discussions because they get such a unique experience with one topic may inspire one piece of information that unlocks from one brain that's had 25 years of experience on a topic, and you just get that needle and thread approach to creating this it's almost like a mini mastermind, a mega mastermind class, or I call it mastermind. Mastermind class is when you get like one person's ways of basically mentoring in one, from this whole span in the years, and then you put two together. That's like, it's not even 2 times 25. It becomes a ripple effect, so like four people in a room creating something really special. So that, yeah, again, really excited about that. And so then the next one that I would say that's coming up quite soon for the double book launch between me and November, which is going to be exciting.
Right, you sort of froze out there, and I heard double book launch in the middle of that. So I'm guessing that means, because there's only one double book launch, that Rory and Sue Bayley are both launching their books combined in one event on the 30th of November. It's a Sunday evening, isn't it? 7 to 9 p.m. So we're looking forward to that one. And yes, so Rory's book, NeuroCreative. Let me just grab these quick. Right. So Rory's book, NeuroCreative Recollections, was his first volume, but Rory's releasing volume 2 on the 30th of November. But if you want a copy before then, again, the link is in the description. And Sue is launching, they're already released, Misunderstood No More. Now, this is what amazes me, is that you and Sue have actually both got very similar lived experience with the neurodiversity side of it, with autism, with being nonverbal, with the dyslexia, with the aphantasia. And I know you've used different words and ways of explaining this over the years and talked about it from different angles. But as I've started to listen to the both of you more and more throughout the year, you both actually have very similar experience of living a neurodivergent life with all of that combined. And for some people, they know that they have a particular type of neurodiversity, but that doesn't mean they understand all of the other things that come comorbid with that. Now, I don't particularly, the word comorbid sounds morbid, but it means they exist together. And then it's through talking to Sue and Rory that I realised that, because I've obviously known for many years that my son's neurodivergent with autism or autistic spectrum disorder, but through talking to Sue about the aphantasia and hearing Rory say to me on occasions how he can't vision things, I then questioned my son, and it turned out he has the same issue with the aphantasia and the inability to vision through like visual imagination. But how we can tap into a sense of memory and experience and emotions through the other senses instead. So my son had a very interesting experiment with that a few weeks ago, which I did tell on a previous episode. I'll tag that in if I can remember which one it was on. And so your books have actually come out from a coaching perspective from both of you, which I love. And at the same time, they're both very much focused on less words and yet more visual aspects. Despite the lack of ability to visualize, it's interesting how you've both gone for this really visual format with your book. So Rory's first book, NeuroCreative Recollections, is very much focused on things like less words, but images to support that. And you've got such deep meanings behind simple phrases. Like here, satisfaction plus performance equals health. And I love that there's so many things in here like this. And some of them are more lengthier and some are double paged in here. But I love this approach that you've taken of delivering something that's not overwhelming for the reader while being very deeply reflective into the human soul and human nature. So well done. And I'm looking forward to your volume 2 coming out. It looks amazing, but it's a bright yellow. Then it's going to look like this, but it's bright yellow, the next one. And then Sue had, before I met her, already published 3 or 4 books. And they were all completely different types of cover. The formatting wasn't done inside. It was in there. The information was there. She'd put her artwork in, but kind of on a half a page, and then put doodles in. And so she'd created some amazing books. And so I've helped Sue we've taken them off of Amazon this year, and she's republishing from scratch. We haven't changed the wording, but what we've done is taken away this kind of lack of structure and put formatting in place. So every book is going to be consistent throughout. The cover design is going to be consistent across the 4 books, are now going to go into 3. So she's going to have a trilogy, and they're all going to be something no more. So we've got Misunderstood No More is the first book that she is launching for the second time. But she'd never had any sales and things before through Amazon or anything, because there was like white writing on a white background as such with a shadow, and it just didn't stand out. So what we've done is given her a much bolder design that fits her branding colours, something with the Misunderstood No More, and this whole sensation of feeling fragmented through being neurodivergent is captured in the graphics. And so we've given her this lovely book, and now we've taken all the doodles away and put all her artwork full page, or as much as we can without going into page bleed, because they're all different sizes. So as much as we can, we've expanded her artwork so that the focus stays on that. And on the opposite page, each of these now is all beautifully formatted, and every personality in there is one of those fragments of herself that she felt throughout the years, not being able to understand all the different emotions of being neurodivergent. And so Sue had recognized that when she's in a moment and felt a certain way, she gave it a certain name. And so each fragment of her became a personality in itself with its own individual name. So for somebody who doesn't know what it's like to live with autism, this is a fantastic look into the world of neurodiversity from a non-neurodivergent perspective. And even then, we can all pick up aspects of these personalities in each of us, because they all exist somewhere within each of us. But Sue's take on it is phenomenal, and how she's worked that out herself throughout the years and wasn't diagnosed until she was in her 60s, believe it or not. And now she is an autism coach, and she is so intuitive, so compassionate, and such a wonderful being. And she loves talking with her voice, paintbrush, and pen to share her lived experience with other people so that they don't have to go through life feeling as fragmented as she did. So the fact that your books have got this similar format with less words and a lot of images, I love that your experience is very similar for different reasons in different ways, but still similarities, and that you're launching together it's just incredible that you're doing that and supporting each other. And this is like you're saying, when you put 2 people's thoughts and actions and experience together, it's quite profound. It really is. So yes, I am very excited to see this. So brilliant. So that's 30th of November. That's the other one we haven't shared in the description. We'll pop that in afterwards, is the link to the event. We didn't put that one in.
Yeah, brilliant.
So how can they get on your event, Rory?
I'm going to create the events both on LinkedIn and Facebook for now. I've got a feeling that as I share, it might be that the internet is struggling to send information, so I may freeze out if I speak a lot.
Okay,
But yeah, we'll find out. We'll see how it goes. Um, so yeah, the yeah, I will put those together very shortly, and we'll get the links together and put them in the comments below as well.
fantastic. And the other one is if anybody wants to follow this journey through their book launch as well as the Prosperology panel we have coming up, is we will have updates of all of this in the Self-Help Bookshelf group on Facebook. So come and follow us on there if you want to keep up to date with it all, because the event links and all of the panel discussion links and the replays, etc., will all be put in the Facebook group afterwards as well as on this channel. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and whatever you feel inspired to do as part of the Self-Help Bookshelf YouTube channel as well. So thank you. So because we're talking in both places at once today, so for whichever one you're from, as appropriate. So that's fantastic. So we've got the Prosperology, we've got your book launch, and then the other one that's actually just gone, for those who missed it, my book launch was on Thursday, just gone. And a massive, massive thank you to everybody who helped, because it went perfectly. That was a great evening, wasn't it, Rory? Great event.
Super good, super good. It was such a pleasure to see people coming on and like sharing. There was lots of different sharings. There was lots of connection between not just not just the book coming out, but also how it related to World Kindness Day, and also that kindness spreading out to a fundraiser for Ugandan children as well. It was just wow. And then I obviously played some music at the end, which I really loved doing, and I got to help out with the admin in the background of the Zoom tech stuff to make sure it's all flowing as well. So it was really,
Um,
really a pleasure.
Thank you, Rory. Honestly, you did an amazing job, because as we were talking through the event and as people spoke, Rory was pinning them to view, so that we could capture that on video as much as possible. We had our mystery guest came as well, who tuned in all the way from the chilly regions of North Canada, and that was Santa Claus. We had professional Santa actor and voiceover artist Richard Crossman came in full character. It looked incredible seeing him on the camera. He had a chat with me about the book launch. He chatted with Ben from Davion Cares about the amazing work that he is doing, raising 62 children who are homeless in Uganda in the Davion Cares Foundation. And as part of my book launch, we were also fundraising, and we raised right by the very last minute of the event. This was so exciting. Right by the very last minute of the event, we got a final donation in that helped us to hit the target of raising £450. And that is going to fund their rent for an entire year. Because if you're going to keep children off the streets, yes, they need food, clothing, healthcare, and education and water. But to keep them off the streets, they need a property to put a roof over their head, a bed to sleep in. Even if it is a mattress on the floor for them right now, it's somewhere safe to sleep off the streets. And so they have now got the incredible gift for this Christmas of knowing that they are going to be safe for another year. And then we can look at possibly doing some other fundraising. The network that I'm involved in, Silver Tree, and Love Entrepreneurs, and the Trusted Business Community Association are all combining efforts to create another fundraiser on the 5th of December. So it's the day after the panel discussion. And they are going to be doing the fundraising for the food, clothing, healthcare, education, and water. And they are going to look at raising funds through an online gaming and auction evening. So it's going to be very different to the book launch, no book launch that night. But there is a lot of people who are supporting Davion Cares Foundation now and getting behind this, because beyond all of that, They still have further needs down the line of fresh running water on the property. They don't even have a proper kitchen. They cook on wood on an open fire. They don't have any other facilities other than basically a roof over their heads right now. But they do some gardening. They want to be able to get the place more sustainable, to prepare more of their own food, get the children in, teach them life skills, as well as making sure they are paid to receive any education they need, and also to support them into adult life outside afterwards. So that is a phenomenal amount of work for any family, let alone somebody who's decided to go back after being rescued from the streets and has rescued a further 62 children off the streets. That is just, it just leaves me dumbfounded how somebody can achieve so much with so little. And the importance of the work that Ben Mukasa does is incredible. And so many people are happy to support him because of the power of the work he does. And we, as a self-help bookshelf collaborative, we're hoping to do our little bit to support them more as well. And I think it would be awesome, Rory, if as a self-help bookshelf group, we could repeat that, not necessarily the book launches every year, but could repeat the fundraiser every year to keep the rent going. I think that would be a great idea for this group, to repeat that part of the process for their fundraising, to keep paying their rent. And then they can keep working with other organisations for the remainder of the fundraising needs that they have. So thank you to all of you for the support. And I also want to put a quick thank you out to Oliver Marcel for doing the original interview with me on the book launch. He also has done a review. This is, by the way, this is the book I've released. It's got a little bit off the cover torn there. 30 Love Values. It is on Amazon. It's on Kindle as well. And it's still on Kindle until Wednesday the 19th at 99p. It then goes up to $7.99. And for the paperback, the donations that I earned up to the end of Sunday, 50%, sorry, the paperback sales I had up to the end of Sunday, 50% of those are also going towards Davion Cares Foundation, which means I've actually raised an extra £8 in royalties that I can put towards the 450, well, actually 455 we raised. So that now makes it a total of £463. So also, always the other one, thank you to you, Rick Mackenzie, who last minute stepped in as MC for the evening. And also thank you to Sue, Bailey, and to Andrew Crawford, who read poetry. That's the one video I haven't done yet, is to extract them, but that was more part of the event, was they all read some poetry and tied it in with the love values as well. And that was a beautiful session. And when I went on networking the next day, people were still talking about the poetry. And in particular, Andrew's really hit home with a few people. He's won about another 24 hours. That got a lot of people thinking very deeply about what they do with an extra 24 hours with someone they love that's no longer here. So that was an amazing one. So that was my book launch. It was fantastic, all on Amazon. I can get on with writing my next book now. Back to writing Brain Unchained Adults, because I'm not finished yet. So yeah, so that's yours and Sue's book launch, my book launch, the Prospology. What else have we got going on? Emma's books are still out there because she did her book launch back in the beginning of September, wasn't it? Or end of September. So Emma's books, Whose Stuff Is It Anyway, is still available on Amazon. And she's released a children's book outside the self-help bookshelf group as well, You Are Enough, which is all about children who have grown up not feeling like they're enough, and to give them inspiration and hope for a better future as well, and just to know that they are valued and that they can find that within themselves. So well done to Emma. The Facebook group is now 212 followers in the group, members rather, and we're up to 49 on YouTube, so everything is growing. Let's keep it growing. Say like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, anything would be awesome. not just because it gives us numbers, but because it gives you valuable information as well with our weekly podcasts and all our book launches and updates. So amazing. Anything else, Rory, that you can think of for today?
Uh, there's a couple of things coming up. Just that I would mention, which is one being I'm going to do a little masterclass, 90-minute masterclass around dealing with rejection sensitivity. It's sometimes called rejection sensitivity disorder. But even when not knowing that it's a particular thing, and how to work with that sense of feeling like rejection that comes up, and how that affects trying to do business as a heart-centered, creative, neurodivergent leader. And so there's lots of frameworks and tools that we're going to bring to that space that I work with, and now I can work with all of that so well that I notice it, and it doesn't it's almost like the gift. It's like I can actually transfer the sense of that and notice it and go, oh yeah, that's that coming up, which means I can concentrate my focus or do a practice that's all about self-care and transforming that energy in the moment, or for planning around difficult conversations, or getting out of procrastination, because it can cause procrastination. It caused so many things for me. It was causing so many things, and it's at the root of that was that. So that's what I'm bringing to this masterclass. I'm looking forward to sharing that at some point. If anyone's interested, I'll be putting it in the comments as well once I've got the event sorted, and we're doing our magic music dance as well,
Oh, yes.
coming up in December as well. So that's always a pleasure to do. It's a fantastic opportunity to just do the opposite of what our logic brain wants to do all the time, which is like think about things, think things through, and actually it's about just getting into the body and dancing and celebrating that. And so yeah, I think you enjoyed the last one, didn't you, Kay?
I did, including my daughter, and my granddaughter was loving it as well. They were on there. So it is open to families as well. This isn't just for the adults. So just to highlight on that, that one is run, Rory is doing that with a lady called Vanessa Mary, who runs a business called Seeds of Unlimited Success. And it's a beautiful business she runs that brings together the concept that a lot of business owners, like solopreneurs and small businesses, etc., are also family people, and sometimes can be dealing with neurodivergency in themselves or in their families. And so she's bringing this whole holistic approach together about running business. I also went on one of her workshops this last week about business health check, which was amazing, really helped me to make a breakthrough. So on top of that, she is running an in-person event in Nottingham in May 2026. I went on the one this last May. It was amazing. I really enjoyed being there, and I got to deliver a 45-minute workshop while I was there. This next year, she's taken a slightly different approach. However, I will be there. And I think at the moment, the discussion is about doing an interview with me as part of the main panel at the end of the event, about emotional awareness and business. And we'll clarify that a bit nearer the time. This is just sort of a seed of an idea at the moment, but I will be there. Come hell or high water, not for the right thing to say. I will be there. And had you got plans to go as well as time, Rory? In May?
I haven't even thought about it yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought she said something about there being an after party, and I didn't know if you were doing the DJ for that or if that was someone else. So that might be someone else. Okay, but yeah, so that is in May in Nottingham, and again, we'll put the details in the chat for that because I think it's already bookable. But I'll find out, and if not, we will share it when the time is right. But for anybody who is neurodivergent, running a business, you don't even have to be neurodivergent. That's just part of what we talk about a lot is because I think it's something like 60, something like, don't quote me on it, but something like 60% of business owners, and especially small business owners, are neurodivergent, because we tend to find that we have different experience and expertise and skills and superpowers in our own way, and challenges with being in a mainstream work environment, and very often out of the box thinkers, and can have very focused ideas about things that need problem solving. And it lends very much to being self-employed. And so it's about supporting all of those people through whatever ways we can. Now, for me, it's through the emotional awareness training, which is the other thing I want to bring to this today. Through that health check, it made me realize that by adding a price on, as everybody recommended, to my 4-hour workshop about Brain Unchained. So when I do my 4-hour workshop about the emotional cycle diagram, which is an intro level workshop, I need to take that price back off, because some of the people who need it can't afford that. Some people come on it and say it's worth a lot more. So I'm going to do it contributions based instead. That if people come on my workshop and feel it was worth something of value to them, there's an option to contribute to me or to the business through a payment link at the end. But I've realized that people don't know the value of my workshops until they've been on it. So when I put a price on it, people stop coming. Taking the price off, I'm going with that way from now on. So if anybody wants to come on one of my workshops, there is no commitment to pay anything at all. And you can come and enjoy 4 hours of deep dive into the emotional awareness of your emotional cycle, and learn how you can support teenagers and young adults with your parenting, or whether you are supporting people in the workplace, young adults, because a lot of business owners are supporting staff who have all kinds of emotional challenges. So it's giving those leadership skills in the workplace, and also for therapists who are dealing with clients with much deeper emotional issues. This framework, and Emma uses this in her therapy room, this framework gives a really powerful way to create that initial breakthrough in conversation. So there's lots of reasons you can come on. And for all of the other things that I do, this workshop is the entry-level workshop. So I will put the link to that as well, completely free from now forward. I'm sticking with that. That's my bit for today, Rory. So you look like you've got some distractions going on there, or something fun.
No, I was laughing because it's like, there's just loads of fun things to share, and it's like probably about 15 different links are going to be shared in the comments. I was just imagining that happening. It's good. I love it.
And that's what's come out of 4 people collaborating to write books. And because we're all business owners individually as well, we're all neurodivergent in our own ways, but we're all doing things to help support other people and writing self-help books. And this is the amazing thing is, like you said, you put all of that together, and the opportunities that come out of it have been phenomenal. And the support we've been able to offer each other. And through that and that collaboration, that is empowering us to help more and more people through the YouTube channel and the Facebook group, as well as through our individual businesses and in the fundraising as well that we did last week. And so, yeah, absolutely fantastic. And as well as trying to help each, or not trying to, as well as supporting each other with the book launches. I got to number 4, but there's still chance, because the book is 99p until Wednesday on Kindle. So if anybody's willing to go and get a 99p copy of 30 Love Values, there's still a chance of a bestseller on this one this week. Brain Unchained was published in 2020 in December, so this is now coming up 5 years old next month. But even this, it's always tipping up towards that top 10 every time somebody buys one. So even this, it wouldn't take much. And the Kindle version of Brain Unchained is always as low as $2.99, because everybody deserves to understand their core emotions. And for a lot of teenagers and young adults, it means they can get it on a Kindle, they can have it in their pocket for easy reference whenever they need it. And if they want to make notes in it as an exercise book, they can actually annotate within the Kindle itself. So they don't need to fill it out in an actual paperback. And I want this to be available to as many people as possible. So Brain Unchained is a life-saving book, literally. and that is £2.99. So there's always a chance for a bestseller on either at any point now, Rory. It's a race to see which one gets there first, or whether it's yours or Sue's during your book launch. It could be you as well. But sometime very soon, somebody from the Self-Help Bookshelf is going to have a bestseller. I can feel it coming, feel it in the bones.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Looking forward to it all.
Thank you,
So yeah,
Rory. Yeah, that's today's casual chat. Drop in excitement, lots of news. So really, it's been big news update today, and really, I think couldn't be remiss without saying that, you know, we appreciate every single person who follows our groups, our channels, our posts, supports us, leaves likes, comments, shares, interacts with any of the questions we ask in the group or answers in the chat on YouTube. Every single response is important to us and we value it. So thank you to all of you as well. Shall we wrap up for today?
amazing. Yeah, it sounds good.
Good.
Yeah, looking
Cold out there.
forward
I'm going to wrap up
to
for the weather in a bit and go for a walk.
that's a good idea, wrapping up multiple times.
Yeah. So we'll wrap up for the weather as well. Winter's coming, but stay safe, stay well, and be the highest version of yourself that you possibly can through the High Leverage Actions podcast. All of the previous episodes are still there to go back and watch. So if this is your first time watching in as well, we have some phenomenal topics of personal development that we've already covered and more that we've yet to bring to you. We haven't finished yet.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Kay. Thanks for everyone watching, and looking forward to hearing any comments, questions, or ideas going forwards based on anything we've shared. Let's go.
Fantastic. Yes.
All the
Go and
best.
have a lot of fun in Portugal, and we'll see you back in the UK soon. Thanks,
Will
Rory.
do.
Bye bye, everybody.